So let us take about now the cell, and basically this is the second video. Now we are taking up a general cell, what organelles or what is its structure, the general structure of a cell. So already, as I have told, that there will be some basic things in the cell which most of the cells will have, but however there will be little deviation depending upon which cell we are talking about. But more or less what diagram I have made of animal cell, generally most of the animal cells will contain these will have this structure. Now remember, first thing is that we have to understand there are two types of cell. One is called prokaryotic. Now pro means first or primitive and karyon means nucleus. So the prokaryotic cell does not have a well-defined nucleus, or the nucleus even may be absent. It will just contain the DNA material what is found inside a nucleus. But most of the primitive organism, the single cell primitive organism like some of the bacteria, they don't have a well-defined nucleus. So that is why their cell is primitive type. So we call it, and especially primitive in terms of the nucleus. So prokaryotic, primitive karyon, nucleus, so primitive type of nucleus or nucleus even absent. Example, some bacterial cell, they are prokaryotic cells. And our cells, we are advanced animals, our is eukaryotic cell. Our cells are eukaryotic cells. So our cell is eukaryotic cell, advanced nucleus. That means we have a well-defined nucleus. So now let us try to take up a structure. It's a 2D figure of a 3D object. एक balloon है, balloon के बाहर का जो membrane है वही cell membrane है. A balloon has got outer membrane, so that is a cell membrane. Imagine we fill in some water inside, little dirty water, mud inside. Then that is called the cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is the liquid or fluid which is inside the cell. 2/3 of the cell will be mainly water. That is why the human body 2/3 is water only. So that is there. So and obviously we will have. So first thing we have to understand is that there is a well-defined nucleus. So I am talking about our cell actually, our body or advanced animals cells. So now we start. There is the outside membrane. What does the outside membrane in a balloon does? It gives shape and size. It protects. So cell membrane is the outer covering. It is a semi-permeable membrane. That means it controls the exit and entry of things. It allows certain things to get inside and expels out certain things from the cell. Like it can allow O2 to come in and it can expel CO2. That is why it is a semi-permeable membrane. Not all the things will be allowed to come in. So it's a complex process. The cell membrane, most important is first to give the shape and size, secondly to control the exit and entry. Then cytoplasm, I told you, it is the ground material in which other organelles float. So the fluid inside. Then the mitochondria. Mitochondria is a very, very important structure. Mitochondria, I will put the arrow till here. So the mitochondria is both size structure, and remember mitochondria, put your focus there, and mitochondria is what? Mitochondria will get oxygen when it comes in, it goes inside the mitochondria, and then there it burns food and converts food into a food burning process takes place, and we get energy, and energy in terms of ATP molecule. So normal energy is in heat, so in bio we call it ATP molecule. So we get ATP molecule in terms of energy. So it provides energy. That means oxidation of food takes place in mitochondria. So when oxidation takes place, that means burning takes place, not the real burning, but the burning takes place. That means energy is produced, and that is why mitochondria is known as the powerhouse of the cell. Mitochondria is known as the powerhouse of the cell. Then we come to the other thing, nucleus. Nucleus is the control cell. Remember, our nucleus will contain all these points you have to write, and especially in the comment section. Our nucleus will contain chromosomes. Chromosomes are hereditary unit. You know, chromosomes not only decide, number of chromosomes will decide what type of animal it is. Like for us, there are 23 pair of chromosomes. If suppose the blood is dropped over here, and then we also have some flesh over there, and we take out and find out what cell it is, and if we count the number of chromosomes is 23 pairs, so it is animal cell. If it is 6 pair, it is Drosophila fly. So number of chromosomes will vary, and that is, just imagine the nucleus contains our report, the hereditary units also are kept, and the chromosomes will contain DNA will contain the informations about our whole genetic makeup. You can understand, you know, when you go to a market, a shop, and you see there are barcodes, and the person keeps over there a machine, and then everything of that particular material product is displayed. Same thing, chromosome contains DNA, and DNA will tell everything, our color, our nature, everything, how we will grow, what will happen. So DNA stores genetic materials. All right, that is very, very important. Then nucleolus is there. It is mainly associated with certain type of protein synthesis in blending with ribosome, etc. So that is there, and then the cover of that is nuclear membrane, and that is these whole things: nuclear membrane, nucleolus, chromatin network, and nucleoplasm. Again, like cytoplasm, there will be some fluid here, so that is nucleoplasm, in which nucleolus, chromatin network, and nuclear membrane will float. So you will tell, what is chromatin network? So chromosomes, they are not cleared. Every chromosome is like this. So when the cell is not dividing, then it appears like a complex, you know, this is one pair of chromosome. So when the chromosome is not visible, then it is in a complex form. You know how we have thread, you know, at one place, so all of them are entangled with each other, but during cell division they all are bifurcated, and we can count. Then we come to the vacuoles. There are many vacuoles. You know, we will connect it to plant cell very soon. So there are many vacuoles. The vacuoles will give little volume and shape, and that maintains the pressure of the balloon, I said. So of the cell, there will be the pressure maintains. Then there are lysosomes. So digestion of food also takes place in cell, you know. So lysosome will secrete digestive enzymes, and lysosome also digest. If suppose a cell is so there is something wrong going on in the cell, then what happens, or there is the cell is worn out, some repair has to be done, then it may sometimes, lysosome may digest the whole cell, and that is why it is known as suicidal bag of the cell. Also, it is also called suicidal bag of the cell. Normal function is to digestive enzymes is secreted, and it aids in digestion, but in case of need, it will digest the whole cell. So it is known as suicidal bag. Like I said, mitochondria, since it gives oxidation, it does oxidation of food, so it is known as powerhouse of the cell. Then there will be network of like structure, thread-like structure, that is endoplasmic reticulum. Mainly they are synthesizing, packaging of protein, and Golgi body helps ER in, you know, packing protein and all. Golgi apparatus also we call it, and that is why it packs and sends the protein into different places in form of vesicles. So Golgi body is also known as the control and shipment center of the cell. So see, nucleus is the control center, mitochondria is also known as the powerhouse of the cell, lysosome is the suicidal bag, and Golgi body is the shipping center. Then, you know, anything I missed? Okay, endoplasmic reticulum. You see there are dot structure, there are protein, ribosomes. Ribosomes are there, which are synthesizing protein and helping out, and they move here and there. Some of them go and get stuck on the endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum is not only doing synthesis and packaging of protein, but it also maintaining, you know, the shape of the cell also, and it is also helping in, you know, connecting the cell with the outside, you know, exchanges of things. So that is there about cell. Remember this, that certain organelles also crop up in the time of cell division, like centriole may be seen. Centriole may be seen in cell during the cell division in an animal cell. So that is what is there for the cell as a whole. Please, children, especially make notes of, make notes, cell structure, then write down cell, then cytoplasm, then cell organelles. What are the organelles? Means what are the different organs, like structures, like nucleus is one of the organelles, mitochondria is another organelle, lysosome is another organelle. These are almost living, that means they're performing some functions, while the cytoplasm is non-living part, we can say, more or less, but not, it's also working, but normally the organelles are doing the functions, and cytoplasm is providing the site or the place. So that is most important in animal cell. Thank you.